Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's Gavin here, and as you can probably tell from the title and thumbnail of this video, we're doing something special today. Finally, the wait is over. I've had so many people ask me to make this video. The full updated guide to Super Hog Riders, everything you need to know for the new ranked mode, the new Legend League, where to start your RC, how to approach every style of base, what all of these troops and spells are used for, you name it, it's going to be explained in this video. And in case I miss anything in the video, feel free to leave a comment below and I will clear up your confusion. This video is probably going to be quite long, by the way, so I'm going to add timestamps. Feel free to skip through it just to the parts that you're looking for. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive straight into the guide. Okay guys, so before I even get into the attacks, I gotta just clear something up, is that there are countless different variations of Super Hog armies that can work. I'm only going to be going over my current favorite version of the army, this one right here. But don't get me wrong, there's literally hundreds of different variations. You can mix up the spells and troops and everything, and customize it to your liking. But, yeah, also, before we even get into the attacks, I want to explain to you guys, like, the purposes of all of these troops and spells and siege machines, all of that good stuff, why I've got all of these troops and what they're for. So we're going to start here with the troops. The wall breaker, this should be pretty obvious. Super wall breaker, you just use it to open a wall to let the king and queen into the base if they're trying to walk outside. Headhunters, this should be pretty obvious as well, used to kill enemy heroes. Now, the golem and the ice golem, these are your tanking troops. You put them up in front of your king and your queen, in front of the log launcher. They're meant to die. They're just meant to distract the defenses for a little while to keep your heroes alive for a little bit longer. Now, the apprentice wardens. So there you've got two of them. One of them is used with the king and the queen to give them a little bit more health, and then the other one is used with the hogs to give them more health. And now we're going to talk about funneling troops. The baby dragon, Valkyries, Yeti, and the wizards, these are all funneling troops used to clear outside buildings and force your heroes into the middle of the base. The wizards can also be used as cleanup, but I use them more often for funneling. Now, the hogs. So these little hogs, the three little hogs, they're used to chip away little outside buildings around the edges. The hog, if you combine a hog plus a wizard, you can take down like a wizard tower, archer tower, bomb tower. A bunch of the small little buildings can be taken out like this, and you can also use these little hogs to pull the clan castle, because pulling the clan castle is very important with this army. So if your RC charge doesn't pull the CC, you can sprinkle in one of these hogs if you can sprinkle it in range of the clan castle, and you can pull out the CC troops. They're very, very clutch. I definitely don't recommend taking out these three little hogs. They're very important. Now, the super hogs, this is your main army. They're used to wrap around the perimeter of the base and take out a good chunk of the base. The archers and minions, these are just cleanup troops. Just sprinkle them around so you don't time fail. Archers can also be used to pull the CC. You just sprinkle them around the edges to pull the CC towards them. And now spells. So the recall spell, this should be pretty obvious, to use to pick up your royal champion before she dies. Invis spells, used with the RC charge. You can also save some for the back end if you don't want to use all of them with your RC charge. You don't have to use all 7. You can use 4, 5, 6, and you can save the leftover ones. The overgrowth spell now. This spell is clutch, guys. I've recently started using it, and I'm just loving it, guys. It can be used in so many different ways. You can be so creative with it. Most of the time, I use it with my hogs. If there's just like a lot of damage, like some scatter shots, multi-infernos, poison towers, you can overgrowth that stuff to keep your hogs alive for a little bit longer. But you can also use the overgrowth with your heroes, with your king and your queen. You can place it in a way to guide them in a certain direction. Basically, if you place it like on a certain group of buildings, you can force them to go in a certain direction. You can also potentially use it with your RC charge if you want to force your RC in a certain direction. I don't really do that, but I suppose you could do that. Now, the poison in the clan castle over here, the poison is used for the clan castle troops. Mostly use it on the furnace. Most people have a furnace these days. The earthquake spell, though, this is a very, very versatile spell. It's very important. Definitely don't take this one out. You can use it with your RC charge to get your RC a little further into the base. You can use it with your log launcher to open up the walls a little quicker. You can use it with the king ability to help to damage more buildings. It can be used in many, many different ways. There's not one specific way that you use it. The ice block spell, though, there's really only 2 ways that you're going to use this. You're going to use it, 1, for Invis towers, or 2, this is the most common way, I use it all the time like this, to protect your RC at the back end. And what I mean by this is you're going to place it on some of your super hogs up in front, but not the RC. And if you do this properly, all the defenses are going to target the hogs, but not the RC. And this means that they're going to be targeting these ice blocked hogs. The RC can just deal a bunch of damage without actually taking any damage. It's like the goated strat, guys. The ice block is a very important spell with this army. The Yetis and the CC are just going to pop out of the log launcher, obviously. And the log launcher, speaking of the log launcher, this is the most common siege that you're going to use with this army. Like 90% of the time, you're going to be using the log launcher. Really don't worry about the other siege machines. Just think log launcher. That's all you got to use. The flame flinger, you can use it if you find some specific value in a base that just like looks really good for the flame flinger, super easy to set up. But most of the time I don't use that. I'm using log launcher most of the time. Same with these other 3 siege machines. I really don't use them much. The only time you would use these 3 sieges is if you're starting your heroes right by the town hall, where it just wouldn't make sense to use a log launcher. Then you could use one of these other sieges just to get a little bit more value. But for simplicity's sake, we're not even going to be talking about these other sieges because you're really not even supposed to use them. Just use the log launcher with this army most of the time. And yeah, now that I've explained to you how all of these troops work, let's dive straight into some replays and I can teach you a little bit more over there. Okay guys, so now I'm going to be teaching you guys how to approach different styles of bases. We're going to be talking about Invis Rage Core, double Rage Tower bases, and double Poison Tower bases. I'm going to teach you how to do all of them. So Invis Rage Core is what we're going to start with because this is just the easiest type of base for this army. It's like super duper easy, honestly difficult to fail. So it's really, honestly, the steps behind the army are simple. It's just the execution takes time to master. But the actual army, like the steps, it's very, very simple, guys. It's honestly really simple. A lot of people overcomplicate it. I'm going to screenshot this just to make it a little bit easier for you guys so I can draw on the screen. And these type of bases, you do approach them a little bit differently than you would on a normal base. On other style bases, I mean. On other style bases, you want to go for a large RC charge. There's never enough RC value. You can always try to get more. But on these style bases, you want to go for a low value RC charge. All you need to do is take out the monolith and pull the CC. That's all you got to do, guys, because if you take out the monolith, the king and queen are going to live for a whole lot longer without the monolith beating down on them. And also, it's key to take out the CC with this army, guys, or to pull the CC troops. Because if your heroes are stuck on the defending ice golems while taking damage from defenses, you could be in trouble. You could be in a lot of trouble. So always try to pull the CC if you can. The goal with the RC, though, take out this, the builder hut, monolith, hook tower, and pull the CC. That's all you need to get. If you get that, you can pick her up and call it a day. Then what you want to do with your king and queen, where to start them. There's only 2 options. There's always only 2 options of where to start your king and queen. On one of the sides directly next to where your RC funneled. So either right here or right here. Those are the only 2 options, guys. And I believe I started on the right side over here. So that's where we're going to draw the arrow, or that's where we're going to draw it out in this replay. So, by the way, also, I forgot to mention this. Do not use your Earthquake on Invis Rage Core bases with the RC. Use it in the center. That's where it's going to get the best value. Save it for the king ability in the center. That's what you got to save it for. So, we want to start the king and queen like this. Queen, king. Delay your king for a little bit to make sure he goes inside. And then you got to use funneling troops to clear out all of these buildings. You got to make sure all these buildings are gone. Because once they're gone, this forces the king and queen to go inside the base. And then you want to use the log launcher, just like this, something like that angle, to trigger the Invis tower right there. And once that Invis tower is triggered and these walls are opened, there is a clear path for the king and queen to go into the center and take down all of this good stuff. This is for the queen plus the king to take out. That is their job. Take out this. And also, so I've been doing this recently. I only started doing this recently. On Invis Rage Core bases, I use the overgrowth to guide the heroes towards the center, because you need them to take out the center. If they don't take out the center, it's likely going to fail. You really don't need to use the overgrowth with the Hogs and Invis Rage Core bases. I would use it like right here, for example. Cover out all of this. Say this is overgrowth. Then there is a direct path for the king and queen to get straight into the middle. And then assuming king ability takes out this whole core, queen ability takes out this whole core, this whole part of the base is gone, guys. I'm going to also color out this, because this whole part of the base is gone, guys. It's not there. Now we have such a clear path for the Hogs, guys. We can just send them. I'll make them like blue. And we can just send them like this to wrap around the perimeter of the base. And that overgrowth will wear off by the time they get there. It is that easy, guys. That's all you got to do. You just spam the Hogs like this. And it's GG's. That's all you got to do. It's going to be a 3-star. It's super simple. So now I'm going to show you the replay, how I actually did it, now that I've broke down the base for you. So yeah, let's go find the replay over here. Oh, I just clicked out of it. All right. So let's speed it up until I start. Any day now, Gavin. Any day. All right, here we go. RC like this. I want her to go into the monolith. You may have to use a spell to redirect. I got lucky I didn't because this builder hut was here. It pulled the RC right over there. But yeah, sometimes you're going to have to redirect. That's okay. Just redirect her. And we're going to click RC's ability, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And we do need to pull the CC. It's very important, guys. So try to like place your Invis spells in a way that there's a split second of time where some of the CC troops can get pulled out and then pick her up. That's all we need. That's all we need. Poison the furnace. That's a perfect RC charge, guys. That's literally all you need. And you can wait for the furnace to die if you want. On Invis Rage Core, I usually do because time isn't an issue. But on like double poison tower bases, I don't do that because time can be a lot closer. And then you're going to use a few archers to pull the ice golems off to the side so that you don't have to deal with them. And while the ice golems are being pulled, I've already started the queen. Ice golem up in front to tank, funneling troops over here. You see, I'm doing two things at the same time. I'm killing the CC troops with a Valkyrie and a few troops. And now I've started the king and queen like this. Funneled them out with some Yetis and Valkyries. This log launcher should open the wall and trigger the Invis tower. It's going perfectly so far. It is going picture perfect. Nothing has gone wrong. So I believe I used the overgrowth. Yep, just like this. And now this forces the king and queen into the center because there's no possible way they'll go anywhere over here, and this side's already gone. This means they have to go into the center. That's the tech behind this army. Now that I know they're in the center, I've already started the hogs. You got to do multiple moving steps at the same time with this army, but it works out really, really well. You're going to see just how crushed this base is. We've started the hogs already. They're going to wrap around this ring because look at the path. They can't split. They're guaranteed to only go in one path because of this path that we've set up. This is exactly how you're supposed to play hogs, guys. This was a very, very good example. I'm honestly going to speed it up. We'll put it on 2 times because the base is just absolutely crushed. There's nothing really, no need to watch it in 1 time speed. I believe I swagged all 4 of these Invis spells in legend mode, guys. All 4 of these Invis spells swagged. What other army can you do this with besides like Fireball Rocket Loons? It's really, really easy. Yeah, that's how you approach Invis Rage Core bases. I'm going to show you another replay on Invis Rage Core just to make sure I got it drilled into your head how to approach these bases. Okay, next base. Pretty much the same exact idea, except this one is a little bit different. You notice how the monolith is down here. You don't want to RC charge the monolith here. I know I just told you guys RC charge the monolith, but this is better value. The CC's here. You're going to pull the CC. Crusher Mortar's also a great value to take out, and you're going to get Ricochet Cannon, Fire Spitters, like all of this good stuff. There's not as much value as over here. There's just 3 buildings. And 3 buildings is not as much as like 5 buildings and the CC. So this is one of the rare occasions where you're not going to charge the monolith on an Invis Rage Core base. But other than that, the idea is exactly the same as the previous attack. I'm not even going to draw it out because I just explained how to do it. We're just going to dive into the replay. I'll speed it up until I start. Just like this. The goal with the RC, take out Crusher Mortar, pull the CC. And we really don't need anything else besides the Crusher Mortar and the CC. But it's nice to get a few of these extra buildings while we're here. We may as well. But again, all you need is just take out that Crusher Mortar, pull the CC, and you're good. You can pick up the RC. Can't pick her up just yet because the CC is not pulled. So we need to wait a second and then pick her up. Perfect. Perfect charge right there. Now poison the furnace, and we're going to pull the ice golems off to a corner as soon as that furnace dies. It's really, really simple. Invis Rage Core are so simple with this army, guys. I promise you, they're really, really simple. I believe I pull the ice golems, yep, just like that. Put a few archers, and then we'll put a Valkyrie over here with a few troops to kill them. And while the ice golems are going over there, this is the key. Do multiple things at the same time. We've started the golems, queen over here. We've already started the next phase of the attack while we're dealing with the ice golems over there. Now log launcher, we're funneling out this side. Same exact thing as we did in the previous attack. Literally same exact thing. We're delaying the king until we're 100% sure he's going to go inside. We need to clear out a few more of these buildings until we're sure he's going to go inside. Okay, I kind of risked it over here. We should have took out this mortar because there is a chance. Oh, okay. See, I Invis redirected because there was a chance he would have walked around the edge. And if the king walks around the edge, that's a disaster. It could likely fail because you're not going to take down this whole core. So you've got to do everything in your power to force the king inside. Use an Invis to redirect. Use an overgrowth to redirect. Do whatever you need to do to get the king and queen inside. It's so important, guys. I cannot stress it enough. I believe I used the overgrowth here in this attack. I'm not actually entirely sure. Yeah, I did. I actually forgot the overgrowth doesn't kill the enemy queen. It doesn't target the enemy queen, so we have to use another spell there. But it's okay because the heroes took down the core. That's all you need them to do. Heroes take down the center of this base. Then you can start the hogs like this. And it's GG's. It's GG's because look at the path, guys. As soon as the king takes out this Inferno and Scattershot, look at the path. There's only one direction that the hogs can go in, and they're just going to wrap around the entire perimeter of the base. That's the general idea of how to play this army. RC charge, then king and queen into the center, and then hogs wrap around the perimeter of the base. I'm going to speed it up at this point because, yeah, the base is just crushed. Same exact thing as before. We've got like 4 leftover spells. I think I did use some of them here because I actually made a mistake here. I should have mentioned this earlier, but you can use the ice block also to negate the effects of the Giga Bomb. And I made a mistake by using the ice block here. I kind of wasted it. What I should have done was use an Invis spell here and then waited for the ice block, and then I could have ice blocked the Giga Bomb so we wouldn't have had to deal with the Giga Bomb. But that's just a small error. I probably just didn't even care because the base was completely crushed. But yeah, we could have done this a little bit better, negated the effect of the Giga Bomb over there. But anyways, it doesn't even matter. The base is completely crushed. We've got a leftover spell. These bases are very, very simple, guys. Nothing too complicated about them. Yeah, let's dive into the next replay now, though. Okay, next base we're looking at here. I think I'm going to show you guys 3 Invis tower bases, 3 Rage tower bases, and 3 Poison tower bases. I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, this is the 3rd Invis tower base. This one right here, it used to be really common. It's kind of not that common anymore, but it is so easy with this army. It's even easier than the ones I was showing you previously. It's literally like, it's impossible to fail this type of base. What you want to do on this type of base, RC charge this compartment. I'm actually going to screenshot this one and show you since it's a little bit different. So, yeah, we want to RC charge this compartment. Take out all of this. You actually don't need to pull the CC here. Obviously, it helps, but it's just this base is that easy that you don't even need to pull the CC. So, RC takes out this compartment. That's a lot of good value. It does not matter if it's baited because it's never actually enough bombs to kill your RC over here. And then once that's taken out, then you need the king and queen to take out this. This is the king and queen's job. Take out all of this and trigger that Invis tower with the log launcher, by the way. You would send the log launcher in, something like that, to trigger it beforehand. Then get the king and queen in there. And then you want to send the hogs from whichever side the heroes are not going to. Like, say the heroes are heading more towards this side, then you would start the hogs over here. If they're heading more towards this side, then you would start the hogs over here. But let's just say we start the hogs over here. Now look at the path. The path is already set up, guys, because, okay, the town hall does kind of ruin the path. Ideally, the king and queen would take out the town hall, but they don't even have to because the hogs can overwhelm this part of the base. So the hog path looks like this, guys. Looks like this. You just wrap around the perimeter of the base. That's what it looks like. And it's just that simple, guys. It's just that simple. You guys are going to see. Let's just go do the replay right now. I don't want to waste your time. But yeah, you guys are going to see how easy this type of base is. Let's speed it up until I start. Alright. RC right over here. Be careful with your Invis spells because there is a lot of damage here and the Giga Bomb. You got to be careful. Double cycle if you need to. It appears there is traps here too, but it doesn't matter. Always RC charge right here. And then, yeah, we're going to click the RC's ability, take down this whole compartment. And then, yeah, once you get the whole compartment taken out like that, it's like pretty much impossible to fail, guys. These type of bases, Invis tower bases, are a piece of cake with this army. I think I did pick her up before we pulled the CC. I was a little bit worried she might have died. The worst thing that can happen is your RC dying, guys. Do not let that happen. So we start Golem, Ice Golem, Queen right over here, a couple Headhunters, Apprentice Warden, and then the Log Launcher just like this. And now we have to funnel out this side. There was some Teslas. This makes it a little bit annoying. So yeah, we have to use a bunch of troops to funnel out this side and force the King and Queen back inside. I believe I actually used the Overgrowth to guide them in towards the center. I'm pretty sure that's what I did here. Maybe not. Oh, I think I just used an Invis spell to redirect. But we're going to be stuck on that Ice Golem. So, yeah, I'm probably going to have to Overgrowth anyways because the King would have walked. Yep, just like that. Overgrowth this, forces the King and Queen inside. This is the tech behind this army, guys. Now the King and Queen have taken out this chunk of the base. We can start the Hogs like this. And the path has just been set up so perfectly, guys. It's pretty much like impossible to fail at this point. No, it is impossible to fail at this point. Once you've accomplished this, it is impossible to fail. You've got a 3-star. Literally, no matter what you did, it's a 3-star. So I'm going to speed it up. The Hogs just wrap around the perimeter of the base. Use spells as needed. Use cleanup troops around the edges. You can see I'm sprinkling in a bunch of cleanup troops just around the edges. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. You can use a spell to redirect them towards the town hall if you want. We really didn't even need to do that. I was just doing it for fun. But yeah, this base is just wrecked. Invis tower bases are the easiest type of base for this army. It's really hard to fail on them, honestly. You've got to do something terribly wrong to fail on an Invis tower base. But yeah, now that we've gone over Invis towers, let's take a look at Rage tower bases. Okay, Rage towers, guys. These bases are also pretty easy. Not as easy as Invis tower bases, but definitely a lot easier than Poison tower bases. The idea behind these bases is basically, let me screenshot this actually, and I'll draw it out for you guys. So what you want to do is RC charge one of the Rage towers, pull the CC, and if the Crusher Mortar's over here too, you want to take out the Crusher Mortar also with the RC. So what you want to do is you can pick either spell tower, it really doesn't matter. But what I actually did, instead of starting the RC right in front of one of the spell towers, I started her like somewhere over here. You can't really see because the troops are in the way. But yeah, I started her somewhere like over here because I wanted her to actually path like this towards the Crusher Mortar. And then she can pick if she wants to go left or right towards one of the Rage Towers. Because it is really important to take out the Crusher Mortar, especially in Rage Tower bases. That thing does a lot of damage, guys. It can wreck your Sui if you don't take it out. So the idea is RC takes out Crusher Mortar, this Inferno, and then either one of the Rage Towers. It doesn't matter. I think she took out this one. So we're just going to cover all this out. RC takes out all this. Also, she pulls the CC. Super important to pull the CC. Now that you've got all this taken out, this is not in the picture. This part of the base is gone. You've pulled the CC off to the side and killed it. Now, the King and Queen, they deal with the other Rage Tower, guys. And if they deal with the other Rage Tower, it is GG. This is all the King and Queen have to do. Ideally, they take out the two spitters too because they'd just be annoying in the middle of the base like that. That's all you need from the King and Queen, guys. That's literally all you need. And now look at the path. We can send the Hogs like this to wrap around the perimeter of the base. And it's so easy, guys. It's literally that easy, guys. That's all you have to do to play Hogs. Just create the path. Create the path. I'm going to show you the replay now, how it played out. Let's go take a look. That is the general idea of how to do it, though. On Rage Tower bases, always use the Earthquake with the RC because you're going to get so much value in a Rage Tower. You're going to damage all of that. So let me speed it up till we start. Any day now, Gavin. Any day now. All right, here we go. Yeah, I started her here just because I saw it was really easy to path her towards the Crusher Mortar. And I would love to take advantage of that. Earthquake like this. Honestly, the Earthquake could have been better if I placed it on the whole Rage Tower. But it's okay. I did this so it damaged the Crusher Mortar. And I don't know exactly which side she's going to yet. Okay, she's going over here. This means we can pop her ability now. We know where she's going. She's going to take down this whole Rage Tower compartment, guys. It's insane value with your RC. This is why I bring 7 Invis spells. Because with 7 Invis spells, you're never going to be like, I can't get enough RC value. You're never going to have that situation. The only time you'd not get enough RC value is if you just screw up the charge. But with 7, that's always enough to be able to get a good RC charge. And you notice how I'm purposefully delaying these Invis spells by like half a second so that we purposefully pull the CC. I'm purposefully placing them a little bit late. Then yeah, that's a perfect charge. That's a perfect charge. Poison the Furnace. Then you can pull the Ice Golems off to a side. King and Queen deal with this other Rage Tower. As I just said, I don't know where I pulled the Ice Golems to. I guess I was just lazy and didn't even pull the Ice Golems. I figured the base would just be that crushed. So yeah, we just sent the King and Queen into the other Rage Tower. Honestly, though, if you're newer with this army, just pull the Ice Golems off to a corner. Don't do what I did. I was just confident that we would be able to overwhelm this base without pulling the Ice Golems. But yeah, definitely pull them. It's a good idea. We funneled out this side with some Valkyries, and then I used a wall breaker, I believe, to open up access into this wall. I believe. Did I not? I should have if I didn't. Well, I guess I didn't. Oh, I did. Okay, yeah, there we go. Wall breaker like that just to get the King ability a little further into the base. And this is all we need the King and Queen to do. We just need them to do that. Now we can start the Hogs. I honestly shouldn't have put them all right into a bomb tower. That wasn't really that smart, but it's okay because the path is that good, guys. The path is that good. Queen's taking out the spitters. Oh, we could have let her take out the spitters, but I just overgrowth them. Because you want to overgrowth the splash damage, guys. You want to overgrowth this Inferno, this Fire Spitters. This is all the splash damage. This is what needs to be overgrowth. And I'm just going to speed it up at this point because the base is just wrecked. I actually messed up here. I think I tried to ice block the Giant so that the Monolith would go down, but it didn't go down. And the base is crushed. This one was a little bit close. I made a few mistakes. But yeah, we got the 3-star. Let's take a look at another base now. Okay, guys, next base over here. This is like a Rage Tower ring base. These ones are honestly even easier than the one I just showed you before because ring tower bases are not an issue at all. Not ring tower, ring style bases. They're really, really easy. A ring base is when you've got the Town Hall isolated in the center with like a ring of defenses around it like this. What you want to do is same idea as before. RC charge a Rage Tower, and you want to go for the one with the Crusher Mortar. What I want to accomplish with the RC here is take down this. That's all we need. If RC takes down this, that's a great charge. And ideally, she would pull the CC. Oh, wait, no. The CC was actually in a really weird angle in this attack. I will show you. So we couldn't actually pull the CC with the RC charge. What we have to do is sprinkle in a little hog right over here. And if you angle it properly, it's going to pull the CC. That's what those little hogs are for, to pull the CC. Situations like that. And then with the King and Queen, you use the log launcher like this to gain access to the Town Hall. Then the King and Queen would take down all of this stuff over here, and the Town Hall too. This is all taken out by the king and queen. Ideally, they would trigger the rage tower too. And then, honestly, you probably overgrowth the rage tower after it's being triggered, just so it doesn't shred your king and queen. And then look at the path, guys. Look at the path. You can start the hogs like this, and by the time they make it over to this overgrowth area, the overgrowth will have worn off. And I don't think I actually overgrowth here. This is just what I should have done. I believe I messed this raid up slightly. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember. But yeah, that's the general idea of how to do it. Let's go look at it though. Let's go see what happened. I don't remember exactly what happened here. I'll speed it up till I start. Okay. So RC like this. Oh, I remember now. My RC charge didn't go perfectly according to plan. She didn't actually take down the Crusher Mortar, which is honestly a huge mistake. You need that Crusher Mortar taken down. But we still managed to recover even after that happened. Yeah, RC decided to go to this builder hut instead of the Crusher Mortar. I was like, oh shoot, oh shoot. But then, yeah, look at, see, I don't know if you, I should have paused it here, but we sprinkled in this hog just like this because it is in range of this clan castle, and we could take advantage of that and pull the CC troops. This is huge, guys. This is huge. Pulling the CC troops like this is huge, guys. I can't even express enough how huge this is. I think I made another little mistake here and let the fox die. Yep, that's on me. Shouldn't have let the fox die there. But yeah, you know, I make mistakes too sometimes. I'm not perfect. We've poisoned the furnace. And this didn't go perfectly. We didn't get the Crusher Mortar. We killed the fox. Definitely a few mistakes. It was not a perfect RC charge. But you don't have to be perfect with this army. You just got to be pretty good. So yeah, we pull the ice golems over here. Deal with them with a couple Valkyries. Few troops over there. And now we've got to start the king and queen like this. And I also angled the log launcher in a way that it would damage this Crusher Mortar since we didn't take it out earlier. It is a good idea to angle the log launcher so that it does damage to that Crusher Mortar. King and queen like this. Yep, this angle that the log launcher's at makes it hit the Crusher Mortar. I think I also tossed the... Oh, I didn't toss the earthquake there. I should have, but I used it with the RC. And it's looking alright at this point. Unfortunately, the monolith is on the king, so we had to pick the king ability super early. It is what it is, though, because the log launcher is still going to open up this wall. And that's what's important, because once this wall is opened, then somebody will get into the town hall, either the queen or the yetis in the log launcher. Somebody will deal with the town hall. But this is the key, guys. Do not wait for your queen to die. If your queen dies before you send in the hogs, you could be in a lot of trouble, guys. You've got to send in the hogs before your heroes are dead. That's the key. You got to do multiple things at the same time. Don't just like wait for your stuff to die and then send the hogs in. You got to do a few things at the same time. That's the key to this army. And here's a good example I can show you where we use this hog and a wizard combo, taking out this wizard tower over here just to make the path a little better, make sure the hogs don't split up there. It's genius, guys. It's really, really good. I believe, yeah, the yetis are taken down at this town hall, which is great. We used the ice block to protect from the gigabomb. And I'm trying to hold on to the warden ability here because this attack didn't go perfectly. It was a little bit close in the end. Did the same thing here. Hog and a wizard takes down that. Warden ability right now. And I wanted to overgrowth the rage tower, but it just didn't trigger until we used the warden ability. So we just overgrowth this. Overgrowth the inferno at the back end. It's smart. That way you don't have to deal with that until the overgrowth wears off. The overgrowth is honestly so clutch, guys, because you can just like divide the base in half. You basically deal with one section of the base until the overgrowth wears off, then the overgrowth wears off and you deal with the other section of the base. It's really clutch. I'm going to speed it up. This one was close because, yes, we made like a zillion mistakes over here. It was not a perfect raid, but this is the general idea of how to attack rage tower bases. Okay, guys, this is the last double rage tower base we are going to be looking at. Believe it or not, I could not find a single other double rage tower base in either of my battle logs on both of my accounts, so we're just going to do a friendly challenge for the third rage tower base. It's pretty simple. I'm going to screenshot this base and show you guys how to do it. Basically, all you want to do is RC charge like this to take down the Crusher Mortar and the rage tower. This is so much value, guys, and you'll pull the CC too. So RC is going to take down this, and pull the CC. This part of the base is gone. She'll probably get this multi-gear cannon too, honestly. So let's just cover that out. Now the job for the king and queen is simple. Just take down this rage tower compartment. Get all of that taken out. And the log launcher angled like this will take out the town hall, guys. And then once that town hall is taken out, it's such a good path for the hogs. It's such a good path. Do you guys see this path? Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. It's so good. You can just... The hogs... And there's no splash damage here either, guys. There's just a couple wizard towers. Those are barely going to do anything. So the hogs are going to effortlessly wreck through this back end of the base. Easily, guys. Easily. It's really, really simple. Let's go do the attack live right now. And hopefully my live commentary helps you guys out a little bit. Why is my stuff lagging? Alright, there we go. Let's go do the attack right now. And we're going to do it just as I planned. RC charge, something like this. Get her into the Crusher Mortar, and then into the Rage Tower. We can Invis. Probably a good idea to double cycle, because I believe I did bait this side anyways. Baiting myself over here. Earthquake like that. Invis. RC ability. We'll double cycle just to be safe here. And she should go Crusher Mortar. Amazing. We'll double cycle again, because this is a lot of damage right here, guys. We'll double cycle one more time, and she should get both of these Infernos, which is insane value, guys. Insane value. We don't need the whole Rage Tower. 2 Infernos is plenty good value by my standards. And let's just pick her up. We did lose the Fox, but that doesn't even matter. Let's just wait for the Furnace to go down, and then we'll pull the Ice Golems off to the side. It's going perfectly so far. Let's pull the Ice Golems up here now with a couple Archers, and then we will start the King and Queen down here. The key with this army is to do multiple things at the same time. Start your King and Queen while you're dealing with the CC, and then start your Hogs while you're dealing with, or while your heroes are still alive. Like, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is waiting till your heroes are dead to start the Hogs. It is such a big mistake, guys. You've got to start your Hogs before the heroes are dead. That is the key. You've got to do multiple moving parts at the same time. It's the key, guys. Alright, we're going to funnel out this side with a bunch of troops like that. And we'll wall break here in case the king tries to walk. It's looking great so far. Nothing has gone wrong. We can sprinkle in a few cleanup troops. Looking amazing. King ability very, very soon. Let's hit it just like this. Amazing. And we can start the Hogs now, honestly. No need to wait any longer. Let's start them now. And we can overgrowth, I guess. We'll overgrowth like this over here, because that fire spitter is being a little bit annoying. And we can just Warden ability now. We probably could have swagged the Warden ability, if you want me to be completely honest with you guys. But, oh, we can also take advantage of that overgrowth and kill the enemy queen right here. Oh, never mind. There's bait over there. Never mind, that didn't work. Don't listen to me, guys. But yeah, if there weren't bombs right there, we could have killed the enemy queen. But the base is just wrecked, guys. See how easy it is? It's genuinely simple. Rage Tower bases are genuinely simple. Invis Tower bases, genuinely so simple. The only tricky ones are the Poison Tower bases. The really, really spread out Poison Tower bases. By the way, I'm going to show you guys how to use this ice block. Just like this. Okay, that didn't work. You're not supposed to catch the RC in the ice block. You're supposed to just catch the Hogs, and then the RC can deal a bunch of damage without taking damage. But it doesn't matter, because the base is just wrecked, guys. It's that simple. Hogs are not difficult. If you think Hogs are difficult, then you're just doing something wrong. You're either messing up the RC charge, messing up your Sui, or just sending the Hogs in too late. But yeah, now that we've gone over Rage Tower bases, let's go take a look at the real challenge, Poison Tower bases. Okay, guys, now time for the real fun. The real tricky bases are Poison Tower bases, spread out ones to be specific, like this. These are a nightmare for Hogs. They are really, really difficult, but they are possible to 3-star. You've just got to be locked in, got to be on point. You can't really misplace too many spells, but if you do the attack properly, you're going to 3-star. So looking at this base right here, it is an absolute nightmare for Hogs. I do not like attacking these bases. There's a few different entry points you could choose to start your RC on. You could start up top. Take out this Inferno, make your way towards a Poison Tower. You could start by the Monolith. Start by the Monolith, make your way towards a Poison Tower or an Inferno. Or you could start by the Crusher Mortar, make your way towards the Poison Tower and Inferno over here. There's a few different points, but to me personally, the Crusher Mortar is like my biggest nightmare. So I really do like to charge the Crusher Mortar, guys. I would rather charge the Crusher Mortar than the Monolith. It's better, it's more value to me. So the goal with the RC, let me screenshot this and show you guys. The goal with the RC would be get the RC to take down like this, pretty much. Take down like a Poison Tower, like this whole chunk over here. If we get that taken out with the RC, we would be looking quite good. We'd also take out all of this, of course, too. That would be a lot of value. And then we can start the King and Queen up here. Like, we'd start them right here. Queen, King, and then Log Launcher like this. This is a good Log Launcher angle. You see how it opens up these walls, gets the heroes directly into the center. And this is the overall plan. And then you would want to send the Hogs. Once you've dealt with the CC in the middle, of course, then you want to start the Hogs like this from the opposite end and try to guide them like towards the town hall, towards this back end. And what I actually did on this base, this path is not exactly clear. Like, you can't exactly see a clear path for the Hogs. They could split to the town hall, split to over here. So what I did was I overgrowthed like this to make a path for the Hogs, guys. This is why the overgrowth is so clutch, because now look at the path for the Hogs. Now the path is good. Now they can go to the Inferno, to the Monolith. Heroes are going to take down all of this. Keep that in mind. Heroes have took down all of this. So now look at the path, guys. Now there is a clear path, and by the time they take out the monolith and all this stuff, then the overgrowth will have worn off, and then they can overwhelm all of this. So poison tower bases are tricky. You do have to be pretty smart. You got to think of like a few different things on the spot, but they are doable. I'm going to replay it now, or let's play the replay, I mean. I'll speed it up till I started. Probably took me a while to start because I was thinking about how to start on this tricky base. So yeah, we started right here with the RC. The goal is to get her into the Crusher Mortar and either take down a Poison Tower or an Inferno. Either one of those is really good value. And she actually went over here, which I didn't want, which means we're going to have to use a spell to redirect like that. Otherwise, she would have gone up top, and we need her in there towards the Crusher Mortar. I believe I click her ability. Earthquake. Yep, it's looking all right so far. It's looking all right. I kind of wanted her to go here towards the Inferno, but she had her own plans. So we're just going to get the Scatter Shot and the Poison Tower. That's just going to have to work. Wasn't exactly what I wanted, but you know, we can deal with it. We can work with it. It's still really good value. It is still really solid value, and we got the CC pulled. And the CC getting pulled is huge. Huge. I think genuinely, if we wouldn't have got the CC pulled here, it would have been really, really close to a fail. So really, really try to get that CC pulled. It's so important, guys. And over here in this specific base, I honestly should have pulled the CC off to the corner, but I figured the queen can deal with it just fine. So yeah, we pulled the CC right over here, dealt with it. King and queen like this. I've already started cleanup. Start your cleanup early because time fails are very, very likely to happen on Poison Tower bases. And we're already starting the funnel before we've even started anything else. Yeti right here funneled. Baby Dragon here to funnel. You gotta be quick here. You gotta be really, really quick. And then I believe I sent the log launcher in as soon as this ricochet cannon was tanked. Yep, just like that. Valkyrie's in here for the funnel. Baby Dragon finishing off the funnel. They funneled good. We funneled out this side really, really well. That was really nicely done. We're gonna have to hit an early king ability, it looks like, since he's taking a bunch of damage, which is not ideal, but you know, it is what it is. Not the end of the world. Or maybe we held on to it for a little longer. Yeah, we did. And I've already started the Hogs, and we had to hit a super early Warden ability, guys, because we just ran into bait. A bunch of bombs right here. So yeah, we had to hit the Warden ability way earlier than I would have liked. I think I started them earlier than I would have liked just because time was super close and I did not want a time fail. So yeah, I had to start the Hogs a little bit earlier than I would have liked. But I believe this Overgrowth clutched it up. I actually slightly misplaced the Overgrowth. I should have covered this Archer Tower, but I believe I just sent, yeah, I sent these Hogs in here real quick to clear that Archer Tower to make sure there's a good path. And then, yeah, once that Archer Tower goes down, then there is a clear path to take down the rest of this base. And by the time this Overgrowth wears off, the Hogs are going to be able to wreck the base. These bases are hard. I know I keep saying that. They are really, really hard. But if you just think of a good plan, you can do it. Nothing is impossible. I'll speed it up right quick because, yeah, the base is a 3-star. It's honestly pretty crushed, too. We did this one quite well. Quite proud of this one. Let's dive into another Poison Tower base, though, and I can show you how we do it. Okay, next base we are looking at. This one looks a little bit easier than the previous one because obviously there's no Crusher Mortar. I don't know why this person's using the Flame Spinner in the big 2025, but you know, it is what it is. What we are going to do is there's a few different options of where you could RC charge. That is what makes the Poison Tower bases so tricky, is that there's not exactly one spot that's just best to RC charge. There's a few different spots. You've got to determine which one is actually best. So we could charge up here. We could take out Monolith, Multi-Gear Cannon, and make our way towards the Inferno. That would be good value, but I did see a weakness here. Their Hogs can wreck through this part super easily. They can easily wreck through this. So I would rather not charge this because the Hogs can wreck through this part anyways. We got to think of something else. We could charge at the bottom, but that's really just not the best value. There's just bomb towers and a flame spinner. That's really not the best value. So what I decided to do, if there was a Crusher Mortar here, I may have charged this right over here, just because the Crusher Mortar is a lot more value. But what I did instead was charged a Poison Tower. We really didn't get too big of an RC charge here, but we got good value. We took out, I'll screenshot it, and I'll show it. I'll draw it out for you guys to make it a little easier. Hold on, that's a bad screenshot. Hold on. Let me zoom out all the way. There we go. All right. So, this type of base right here, we RC charge to take down this, guys. This gets a Ricochet Cannon, Inferno, Poison Tower, and I believe it does also pull the CC. I'm pretty sure we figured out a way to pull the CC. And then we pick up the RC. That's enough value. We can work with that. Then starting the Queen just like this. Remember, this side is weak to the Hogs, so we don't want to put the King and Queen over here. We want to start them over here. Queen, King over here, and then you can barely tell that's a K, but yeah, Queen and King like this, and then Log Launcher like this to open up the walls to the Town Hall. And then we have to funnel out all of these buildings with some troops to force the King and Queen to go inside. And then the King and Queen's job is take out the Town Hall, of course, and the spitters. And then also, like, make their way over here, take out this Inferno, Poison Tower, all of this good stuff. They're going to get quite a decent amount of value. They're going to take out about this much of the base. About this much of the base should be gone. We're going to clear out all of this too, just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. Now there is a path for the Hogs, but it's not perfect just yet. We could start our Hogs like this, but you see they are kind of going to split because there's an Inferno here. The Inferno ruins the path. Some of the Hogs would go here, some of the Hogs would go there. So that is not what you want. You want them to all stay in one pack. Therefore, we're going to do some genius stuff over here and overgrowth the Inferno Tower. We're going to catch the Scatter Shot and the Inferno in the overgrowth. And now look at the path, guys. Now look at the path, because now there is a clear path where they can only go in one direction throughout the base. This is what you're looking for, guys. The overgrowth is really, really key here. It helps so much. And yeah, that's basically the idea behind this base. Let's show you how it played out right now. This one, I believe it was quite a good raid. So let's speed it up till we start. Alright, Gavin, let's start. Alright, here we go. So yeah, RC right over here. I think we actually got lucky and she ended up taking down the enemy queen, which obviously helps. Yeah, we got really lucky. She took down the enemy queen, which is huge. We will gladly take that. And then I pop her ability any second now, take down all of this good stuff. We may not have got the whole CC pulled. Yeah, I believe we didn't get the CC pulled, so that's a slight issue. I was honestly a little worried when we didn't get the CC pulled, and we killed the fox, so I just picked her up. Did not want to take any risks. The fox is already dead, and we didn't get the best charge. That's really not a good charge. It's genuinely not a good charge. We should have done a lot better. Should have kept the fox, should have pulled the CC, but we didn't, so we just have to work with it. Now the king and queen like this, log launcher like that, and we have to do some funneling. We have to funnel out this somehow. Yeti like this, Valkyrie like this, because if we don't funnel out this, then the king and queen are going to walk around here and they're never going to get to the town hall. That is the key. You got to do some funneling. Yeah, the king and queen turn around back inside, I believe. Maybe they didn't. Okay, they did. Yeah, we got lucky. The enemy king actually pulled them inside, which was great. That was a bit of luck, I'm not going to lie. We would have had to click the king ability right here if not for that. But it's okay, because now the king ability in here, it will open up the walls for the queen to be able to take down the town hall. This is what's so key. And this is actually some really high-tech stuff right here. If we click the king ability right now, this would not be a good king ability, because the spiky ball is going to go to the flame spinner, then to the Tesla, then elixir storage. It's just going to go all around the outside. So what we should do is wait for the queen to take down the flame spinner, and then the spiky ball will go to the fire spitters. You see this tech right here. Now the spiky ball, instead of going to the flame spinner, it goes to the fire spitters, town hall, clan castle. It goes all the way over here to the multi-inferno, guys. You got to be able to predict where the spiky ball goes to. It's kind of important, especially on these tricky bases. Now, since that flame spinner's gone, look at that spiky ball. Hits the inferno too, poison this furnace. And now the hogs go in like this. We did go into a lot of bait, so I got scared. I think we hit warden ability. Yeah, that's a lot of bait plus a scatter shot. Kind of have to hit the warden ability there. And queen ability down here. Queen's going to deal with like this inferno, hopefully. And overgrowth like this. This overgrowth is clutch because it creates a path, guys. It creates a path for the hogs to be able to wreck the rest of the base. And this is what's so important. Pathing is key with the hogs. You've just got to be able to create a good path, and then you're going to be good to go for a 3-star. If you can really find a good path for the hogs to stay in one pack throughout the entire raid, it's going to work out. I'm going to speed it up here. Let's put it in 2x speed because the base is crushed. We have 4 leftover Invis spells, guys. I don't know if you noticed this. 4. We used 1, used 2. I believe we just swagged the other 2. And swagging 2 Invis spells on a tricky poison tower base in this new legend mode is actually not easy. It's not easy. But yeah, this raid did go quite well. Let's go take a look at one more poison tower base now. Okay, guys, this base right here, another nightmare base for hogs. Really spread out. Splash damage is scattered throughout the whole base. It is a nightmare base for hogs. These bases are not easy. There's a couple different spots where we could start the RC, though. We could start her, like, over here by the bomb tower and get her into this compartment. We could start her up top in the middle, get her into this inferno, and maybe into the monolith, too. Or we could start her over here by this bomb tower and take out this compartment. There's really no other options. We can't start by the crusher mortar because then there's nowhere to use the log launcher because, you know, then we're going to be starting the heroes right by the town hall, which doesn't make any sense. We can't really start by the poison tower. Same thing. There wouldn't be a good angle for the log launcher if we did this. It's too close to the town hall. You kind of got to start your RC on the opposite side of the town hall. You kind of just have to. So what I did here was I started like right over here. I'm going to screenshot it for you guys actually. This one, by the way, did not go perfectly according to plan. We made a bunch of mistakes, but we're still able to recover it. That's why I want to show you guys this. So the RC, the goal is to take down this compartment and the monolith, guys, and the monolith, and ideally one of the Inferno towers too. If we can get the monolith, this whole compartment, and like this Inferno tower too, that's enough value for me. That's to the point I can work with it. And now that this is all taken out, we're just going to just cover out all this to make it a little easier for you guys. Now, take a guess. Where do I start the king and queen? Right over here, guys. Right over here. King and queen. RC actually took out all this too, so I'm going to clear all that. King and queen like this. Queen, king, and then the log launcher will be angled like this, guys. To angle. The log launcher actually gets insane value at this angle. Look at how many walls it's going to open up. The one issue about this charge, though, is we did not pull the CC. So that is an issue. You really do want to pull the CC every time. If you can pull the CC, it's going to make things a lot easier. So it's going to be a little bit hard. It's going to be a lot for our heroes to deal with since we did not pull the CC. That is a pretty big mistake. And we've got to also funnel out all of these buildings, by the way. Make sure the heroes don't walk around the edge. That's pretty common sense, though. You guys should know that by now. Just clear out all those buildings. But now, okay, the heroes have gotten into the core. They've taken down, like, all of this good stuff over here. Now, what to do with the hogs? We can start them from, like, down here, but this isn't exactly the best path. Some of them would split to the Inferno. Or we could start them, like, oh, what just happened to my marker? Alright, there we go. Or we could start them, like, over here. And this is a little bit of a better path, because they sort of stick in one direction. It's kind of like a shaky path, but it is basically one direction. They basically just, oh my gosh, my pen is lagging. But they basically go like this. And then I actually overgrowth right over here, guys. We didn't get a huge value overgrowth, but it was nice. Because we did cover out this, and that creates the path. The path is what you need. The overgrowth is really used for pathing, guys. And now look at this path. It is a straight path, just like this. And then by the time the overgrowth wears off, the hogs can just wreck this part of the base. It is very complicated, yes. Poison tower bases are definitely not easy. I never said they are easy, so they are definitely not easy. But I'm going to show you guys the replay right now. Show you guys how I did it. We'll speed it up till I start. Any day now, Gavin. Any day. Probably thinking about where to start the RC. Yep, alright. So we start RC like this. And again, this one did not go perfectly according to plan. My RC took way too much damage. I believe I was off on some spells. Let's see, though. Let's see exactly what happened. Yep, I was really late on that spell. RC's already below half health, and we're about to run into the Giga Bomb. I'm a little bit scared at this point. I've got to be on point with the spells, or the RC is going to die. RC is on like 10% HP at this point. It is not going perfectly according to plan. And there's more bombs. She's going to go auto to ability, I think. Or we just click the ability here. We have to be on point with our spells, guys. On point. We have to be on point, or you're cooked. You just got to be on point. We got the multi-inferno, got the monolith. That was the charge I was looking for, and we kept the RC. RC is on like 1 HP, guys, so we have to be careful, but we did get a good charge. Now the king and queen like this. Golem, ice golem in front to tank. And the one issue with this is we did not pull the CC, so it's going to be a lot for the king and queen to deal with. You guys will see how much, you'll see in this replay, how much not pulling the CC really affects the Sui. The Sui did not get enough value here. It got a really low amount of value just because of those ice golems. If not for the ice golems, we probably would have took down both Infernos, both fire spitters, maybe even the town hall too. But yeah, the ice golems really screwed me over here. We did funnel good though. We funneled this whole side out pretty much besides that archer tower, but the king's still going to go inside. King ability like this. I should have clicked it here. Yep. Good king ability. Actually gets the poison tower too, is kind of clutch. But now we've got the issue of the CC, guys. And this is, we actually got lucky there's no furnace. But if there was a furnace, it would have been even worse, guys. Now, see, instead of the queen taking down this Inferno and the Spitter, now she's stuck on the ice golems. And the Inferno and the Spitter are just going to shred her. This is the issue. But we've got to start the hogs now. Remember, do not wait for your queen to die. If you wait for your queen to die, you're in trouble. Start the hogs before the queen dies. So we've started the hogs here. RC is super low. Oh my gosh, like 1 HP. We had to click the warden ability there. And at this point, I'm a little bit scared. It's not going perfectly. We're starting to run low on spells, starting to run low on power. Ice blocked over here just to make sure the Crusher Mortar would not lock onto the RC. Kind of had to do that right there, or the Crusher Mortar may have killed her. And I overgrowth just like this. This overgrowth is what saved the battle, guys, because now look at the path. Now there's no Inferno to deal with, and now there's a clear path for the hogs. If we didn't have that overgrowth right there, it is a fail. This is just yet another reason why I think the overgrowth is one of the best spells to pair with this army. because genuinely this would have been a fail if not for that overgrowth spell. And it was super close in the end, super close. Invis, and we just barely got it. The giant being alive definitely helped quite a lot. I don't know how he managed to stay alive for that much time. But yeah, we did get the 3-star. I'll just speed it up right here. It was definitely close, but we got the 3-star. So not too bad. And now that I have shown you guys how to do a bunch of different bases, I'm going to show you guys some fails. I'm going to show you how I make mistakes that actually cost me raids and how to fix those mistakes. Okay, guys, this base right here, super easy base, but I messed it up. You want to know how I messed it up? It's because the king and queen did not get into the core. And if the king and queen do not get into the core, you're cooked. That's how it goes. So I'm going to replay it for you guys. You guys should already know how to hit this base if you were paying attention earlier in the video. And you should probably be able to tell what my mistake was. So let's just play it. I'll speed it up till we start. Alright. We started right over here. So far, all good. The goal is to get RC to take down Crusher Mortar, Inferno, this multi-gear cannon. We did find the Tornado, so that kind of sucks, but it's okay. Still all good so far. The RC charge was honestly alright. It wasn't a great RC charge, but it was alright. It wasn't like a nightmare RC charge. It was okay. The mistakes happened after the RC charge. We got the CC pulled. We didn't pull the furnace, but that's actually even better. That way we can just deal with the ice golems without the furnace. Then we can poison the furnace later. So far, all good. So far, all good. Nothing's gone wrong so far. We'll just speed it up a little bit. Okay, now, king and queen like this. I've put the queen down. We did find a Tesla there, which kind of sucked, so we lost a little damage on our log launcher. And so far, it's all good. So far, everything's going according to plan. We're going to toss the king in here, and he's going to go into the center. Baby dragon's here to funnel. But the mistake was we did not funnel properly right here. This elixir collector, guys, this is what caused the fail. The elixir collector and the royal champion right here. This little thing right here, we did not funnel properly. And if you look closely, I didn't really have enough funnel troops left. Oh, I actually did. I could have used a wizard here. Actually, no, I couldn't. This multi-archer tower would have took it down. Yeah, we didn't have enough funneling troops left. I needed to save, like, another troop right here. Or I just needed to be quicker on an Invis redirect. You see, I tried to Invis redirect just like this. It was such a close mistake, guys. Pay attention. This elixir collector's on 1 HP. Enemy royal champion's outside the wall. Now, look what my king does. Look what my king does. I tried to redirect, but right here, I was too late. The king's already walking outside. The king's walking outside. Now I'm like, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. I tried to redirect anyways. It's too late. The king's already walking outside. It's a nightmare at this point. We're cooked pretty much. I tried to redirect again. It's just too late though. It's just too late. Nothing can be done at this point. We had to burn the king ability early, and now nobody's got into the core. And this is a disaster, guys. This is a disaster. Now, nobody's got into the core. It's basically looking like a 1-star at this point. It is just not looking good at all. What we've got to do at this point is just full send the hogs into the town hall and just accept the fact that we failed. Just gonna have to go for the 2-star at this point rather than getting a 1-star. Yeah, RC just split 2. Just terrible attack right here. Terrible attack. Everything that could have possibly went wrong. So yeah, we just had to ice block to make sure we would get the 2-star. And it ended on a really, really low percentage as well. This was a terrible raid, guys. So many things went wrong. King walked, queen walked. RC died like immediately. This was just a disaster. But the main reason why this failed is because the heroes did not take down the center. On Invis Rage core bases, you've got to take down the center or you're gonna fail, guys. And you can see we ended on like 73%, I think. Absolutely terrible fail, but that's what happens when you screw up and don't get your king and queen into the middle. It sucks every time you fail on an easy base, but you know, it happens to the best of us. I just want to show you guys these fails so that you can learn how I make mistakes and how to not make them for yourselves. Let's go check out another fail, though. Okay, guys, this one right here, the same exact mistake happened. The heroes did not get into the core. That's pretty much the only way I fail, guys, if the heroes don't get into the core. That's pretty much the only way I fail. So we're going to speed it up. Our C charge was actually not great. It didn't go exactly what I wanted to get. But that was not the mistake. That was not the mistake that cost us. Obviously, the fox died immediately. This attack was off to a bad start. We lost the fox in 1 second. I wanted the RC to go to the poison tower, and she didn't. So now we've got an RC charge going poorly. I tried to redirect. It didn't work. RC's on like 1 HP. The attack is off to a really, really bad start. And I used all my Invis spells, I believe. Or I used 6 of them, and we just did not get good value at all. This was not a good charge, but it's still recoverable. It's still recoverable at this point. If we just get the king and queen into the center, then the hogs can wrap around the rest of the base. It is not over yet. We'll speed it up just a little bit. King and queen just like this. The mistake was the heroes not getting into the town hall, guys. That is like the biggest mistake with this army. It's the most common way that I see people fail, is if the heroes don't get into the town hall. I tried to funnel over here. It's honestly looking alright so far. The mistake here was actually the misplaced log launcher. If you really pay attention closely, this log launcher did not open the walls for the king and queen. I should have placed it like right over here, guys, right over here, because then it would have angled and took down this, opened up this wall right here for the inferno, and then we would have had the heroes into the town hall. It was a misplaced log launcher, you see. Now there's no walls open for the king and queen. I had to wall break here, but it's just not enough because there's still no wall open for the king and queen to get into the town hall, guys. There's still no wall open. Now both the king and queen are not going into the town hall. I had to kick quick king ability right here, but I want to show you guys what I could have done to save this. Instead of clicking the king ability, this was a mistake. I just didn't think of it in the time. What I could have done to save this, overgrowth this compartment, overgrowth the poison tower compartment, then this forces the king and queen back towards the center, and then we would have took down the town hall. I just genuinely did not think of it in the moment, but looking back on it, if we overgrowth this compartment, this then redirects the king and queen towards the center. Instead, we wasted the king ability, wasted the queen ability, nobody went to the center, and at this point, I'm terrified it's going to be a 1-star. I've started the hogs now before the heroes are dead, but it is just not looking good. The town hall is just not going down. I tried to invis the queen right here, and it didn't work. We wasted an invis spell. It is just not going good at all, guys. Really, really bad. I think I have to just waste the overgrowth. We have to settle for the 2-star. We have to use the overgrowth to guide the hogs towards the town hall. Otherwise, we were going to 1-star. So, yeah, we just had to do that. We had to cover the monolith here to make sure we were going to hit the 2-star. If I didn't place the overgrowth like this, it's a 1-star. So, yeah, sometimes if you screw up, you just gotta take it, accept the 2-star rather than getting a 1-star. So, yeah, it sucks. It is what it is. I don't think we got a little bit better percentage here. But, yeah, fails happen, guys. Fails happen. Most of the time, if your heroes just don't get into the center, that's pretty much the only way it fails. So, yeah, terrible fail right here. Let's go look at one more fail, though. Okay, guys, last base over here that I failed. I am genuinely embarrassed that I failed this base. This is one of the easiest bases out there. I just approached it completely wrong, made so many mistakes. Genuinely embarrassing I failed this. And again, the same exact reason. This is pretty much the only reason you're going to fail. If the heroes do not take down the center part. That is the only reason you're going to fail, guys. Pretty much only that or killing your RC. It's frustrating. Let's speed it up till I started. I started in the wrong spot. For some reason, I don't know why. I thought it would be a good idea to start here. We clearly should have started right here where the CC is. But I think what threw me off is that there wasn't a lot of splash damage. So I thought the hogs can wrap around this side really easily, which they could have. But there was just no plan to get into the center. I just was not thinking well, because if we start by the town hall, then how are we supposed to use the log launcher? We just can't use the log launcher. There's no good angle. You guys will see what I mean. I'll speed it up a little bit. The RC charge was alright. I pulled the CC at the same time as I was doing the RC charge. So up until now, it's fine. We did actually good pulling CC at the same time as we're doing RC charge. It's a little bit of high tech. Over here, though, a little mistake. Did not notice the fox died. RC nearly died. She was on like 1 HP. That obviously doesn't help. But that was not the reason we failed. That was not the reason we failed. We pulled the CC up here. I'll speed it up a little bit. Now, this is where I was panicking. I was like, oh, wait, I screwed up. I can't use the log launcher. If I put the log launcher here, it's not going to go to the middle. If I put the log launcher here, it'll trigger the middle, but it won't provide a path to the middle. So at this point, I'm just panicking, thinking about what I could have done. And I'm going to tell you what I could have done. I'm going to speed it up a little bit until we get to it. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to think, how can I get the king ability into the center? What I should have done was use the overgrowth, guys. I should have overgrowth right here, this compartment by the minion prince. And this could have forced the heroes towards the center. This is exactly what I should have done, but I just did not think of it in the time. I'm pretty new with the overgrowth, guys. I genuinely just started using it a few days ago, but it is so clutch. If I overgrowth here instead of king ability, then we could have went to the invis tower. We would have ice blocked when the invis reset, and then clicked the king and queen, and the king and queen take down the center. That would have been the difference. But instead, nobody took down the center, and that is why we failed. I had to start the hogs here, but yeah, just nobody took down the center. I honestly just like had to overgrowth the middle, and also the RC died here did not help. That definitely did not help. But yeah, we were just cooked. Had to overgrowth the center or we're just going to lose everything. Had to accept my defeat. So yeah, fails happen. I am not the best player in the world, but I do try my best every battle. So that's why I want to show you guys these fails. I want to show you that fails do happen. I'm not perfect. It happens to the best of us, but there is ways to prevent the fails, and that's why I want to show you guys all of this. But, yeah, before I end this video, I want to go over a couple common questions that I receive about this army. So, yeah, let's get into that. Okay, guys, if you're still watching this far into the video, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely appreciate you watching this, and I hope I've taught you something. But I'm going to play this replay in the background while I answer some common questions I receive about my army. I'll show this in the background so you have something to look at. So, common questions. How long does the army take to learn, and how long does it take to master? How long does it take to learn? You can honestly learn it in like a day or two. It really doesn't take too long to learn the basics of it. But to master the army, that's going to take a couple weeks, if not a month. Probably about a month, if you want me to be completely honest with you. It's probably going to take about a month of using the army consistently to really know exactly how to approach every single base, like without any questions. So, another common question I received, can I use this army at lower town halls? Absolutely, guys. Super Hogs are even more broken at the lower town halls. They're honestly a little bit tricky to use on certain Poison Tower bases at Town Hall 17, but below Town Hall 17, on the lower Town Halls, they are absolutely broken. You can just crush every single base. You can swag multiple spells, swag multiple abilities. They are completely broken at Town Hall 13, 14, 15, and 16. It's kind of crazy. Another common question, why do I not use the unicorn on the queen? Well, it is because, if you look at the queen right here, the Frosty makes it like the queen has the frozen arrow equipped. So basically, when you've got the Frosty, it's basically like you've got 3 equipments on the queen. The Giant, the Magic Mirror, and the frozen arrow, because she's freezing everything that she touches. Like, just pay attention to the queen right here, if Frosty's still alive even. Yeah, Frosty's still alive. She's going to freeze everything. She's freezing the minion prince here. If we didn't have Frosty, the minion prince would have cooked my queen right here. This is a perfect example of why I use Frosty over the unicorn. Unicorn is just simply not as good. Another question. Why are you struggling with your Sui? If you're struggling with your Sui, I could almost guarantee you it is because your RC charge sucks. Basically how it works is your RC charge value determines how easy the Sui will be. And then the Sui value determines how easy the hog part will be. So if your Sui is struggling, it is a direct result of a bad RC charge most of the time. Another question that I receive a lot. How to prevent time fails. Now this is a big one. There's a lot of different tips I could give you. Obviously sprinkle in cleanup troops whenever you've got a spare second. You should never just be staring at the screen. Sprinkle in cleanup troops whenever you've got a spare second. It's gonna save you later. Never just look at the screen and do nothing. Another tip, click your king and queen ability quicker, because it's roughly around whenever you click your king and queen ability is when the path will be created for the hogs. So if you want to be able to send the hogs in quicker, click that king and queen ability quicker. And a last tip I can give you is don't send all of the hogs in exactly one spot. I know I do this a lot. I know that I send the hogs in like the same spot, but don't do as I do. Do as I say. I've been playing this army for a long time, so I kind of know what I can get away with. But if you genuinely are struggling with time, spread out your hogs slightly. I don't mean spread them out by sending them in like different angles, but just spread them out slightly so that they're moving from like 2 to 3 defenses at a time, but all staying together in one pack. This is the key, guys. You can get a lot more value if you do it this way, because your heroes are going to your hogs are going to clear multiple defenses at the same time. Instead of just clearing one defense, they're going to be clearing 2 to 3 defenses at one time. So this is probably the best tip I can give you to prevent time fails. Spread out your hogs slightly. I really don't have any replays doing this because I genuinely don't do this very often, but it is a very good tip. And yeah, that's just about all the common questions that I received. If there's any other questions that you have and I didn't go over in this video, just ask me in the comments below and I will respond to you as soon as I get a chance. But yeah, I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let's finish watching this replay. I think we cooked this base. I truly hope that you learned something from this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here, of course. I really do appreciate it. The channel has been growing low-key at a rapid rate. I'm super appreciative of all of my subscribers. I genuinely did not think I would get here this quickly. So yeah, I do want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart just for being a subscriber. It doesn't matter if you've never even talked to me before. Just for being a subscriber, I really do appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I know this was a long video. I don't expect anyone to watch the whole thing. I appreciate you all being here, though.